going on, everybody? It's your girl out of the pub, and today is January the 25th, and it's another dope edition of my Dope Monday. What's going on? What's poppin'? Today we are going to talk about pressing through. All right, somebody say press through. Anyways, this is a lesson, real deal, that I'm taking full blown in 2016. We talked last week about waiting, and what kind of farmer you are. But in the meantime, this kind of goes hand in hand. Being able to wait and being able to press through a situation while waiting, because I'm sure there'll be a couple of obstacles to come up. I mean, it's life. It happens. And not only that, but I remember when I was coming up with we all do it, New Year's resolutions, right? I was like, I'm going to work on my patience. And my homeboy Jade and my boyfriend London, they were like, bro, God going to test you on that patience. He going to test you on that patience. We'll be in a restaurant and I'll get so ticked, but I have to relax because he's working on my patience. And so me being able to recognize that, I know that I'm going to have to press through on some issues in some situations, because I know that's what I asked for him to work on me on in 2016. And so with that, I have some takeaways as well. The scripture coming from today will be 2 Corinthians 12:9. The word says, my grace is sufficient for you, and my strength is made perfect in times of weakness. And that is definitely something to keep in the back pocket. My grace is sufficient. When something is sufficient, that means that it's good enough. That means it's worth it. That means it's more than enough. That means it's able to sustain, able to carry. I'm preaching to myself. It's good. Sufficient is just more than enough to me. Like, regardless of whatever it is, my grace, not his, not hers, not what they giving you, but what I'm giving you is sufficient enough for you and what you're going to experience. And at the end of the day, when you're feeling low, when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling discouraged, my strength for you to lean back on me and for me to be that shoulder, for me to be that extra push, is made perfect in your weakness. And that's powerful in itself. But needless to say, we all go through seasons of difficulty that can sometimes feel overwhelming. And during these times, we have to remember that God is greater than the struggle that we face. There's been plenty of times that I've just gotten just all kinds of frustrated and in a place where I feel like I'm like slick, depressed. You feel like you're by yourself. You feel like you don't have anybody. You feel like nobody understands. You feel like the situation that you're in, you have no idea how long you're going to be in it, what more to experience while you're in it. And at the end of the day, when it all boils down to it, you just feel like you're in it alone. Like it's not a fight for anyone else. It's a fight for you and what you got in your life. But I feel like he makes those challenges in our life for us to face and for us to figure out, and then turn around and acknowledge him in all his ways and say, God, look, I can't do this by myself. I need you. I can't be without you. Like, need you every step of the way. This person ain't helping me. I can't depend on this person. I can't do it by myself. So who else can I turn to type situation? Which is a constant reminder to keep, pressing through. A good example that I have, think of like a caterpillar, and think about how it's stuck in this small little cocoon, and it's just bundled up. It ain't going nowhere. It's just in a bad situation. And it doesn't have many options, because it can't do nothing. It can't move, can't go nowhere. It's just stuck, and it's stuck for a minute. But when that caterpillar busts up out that cocoon, boy, and it becomes a butterfly, you can't stop that joker. It's on the move. And that's how that's how we have to kind of view our life. You get what I'm saying? In the same way, we have to get out of the confining spaces that we're in order for us to really blossom and bloom into who we are to be. We have to believe. We have to have enough faith in what we believe in and who we believe in, who's bigger than us, of course, to pull us through the situation. It's real deal all in your hope and where your hope lies, and real deal who you look to, and above all else, of course, God's in on your side, but it kind of runs into your accountability as well. When you have good people in your circle, there's no way you can lose. Keeping your circle tight. Those are the type of people and resources that you need in order to remind you how important it is for you to keep pressing. Days when I'm like dumb tired, like dumb frustrated, I have my boyfriend. Days where I feel like I can't learn anymore, or I know one way of doing things and whatever. I got my homeboy Jay that'll turn around and show me how to do something else 15 different ways. Confuse me, of course, but show me and teach me something different. Days when I say I'm going to do something and I don't make myself available that day, or something comes up, or I just kind of just half do it, I got Bruce that'll get me together. So it's one of those things that you have to keep. You have to keep your circle tight. And when you share your hopes and your dreams with your circle, and of course you made your request, like I said, known to God, so He knows the desires of your heart. Once you let those key people know what your goal is and what you're trying to do, they remind you how important it is, like I said, to keep pushing through and to keep pressing through. So stay encouraged. Don't give up. It ain't over till He says it's over. And just remember that His grace, His mercy, His just His everything that you need. Remember that it's always sufficient. It's more than enough. Even in times where it doesn't feel like it. His strength is made perfect in your weakness. So good luck this week. Stay up, keep your head up, and we'll see you next month for another dope edition of My Dope Monday.